Good morning. It is, it's a typical day for me. I hope you guys can hear me okay. I've been messing with some technical aspects. You can see I'm in my, this outfit brought to you by Strong Bad, Dangeresque. These glasses are particularly pleasant to me because they combine polarized lenses with costing $10, which is a real solid combination. And the fact that I look like a complete tool wearing them is just an added perk of the effect. Fall has arrived. Today is October, oh no, what is today? Today's October 19th, and it's 10:32 in the morning. My man Rocco is right here with me. You guys can't see him. I should fix that because he is always 100% adorable, velvety meat dude. He is rough around the edges, and he's a gnarly dog on a walk. So I'm going to, I enjoyed the fall weather this morning. Took an extra long walk with Rocco, had a nice time, and it was super bright out, and I really liked being warm enough. And now I'm gonna just gonna put on some music. See what Apple says I like. Why don't we do that? I'll put on my favorites mix, and Apple will throw together a bunch of stuff. So today's installment of live video is brought to you by Apple. We're 2 minutes in and I haven't even started doing anything. Ugh, I don't like a whole bunch of these songs. Yeah, it's too bad. Anyway, rolling glue, keeping the process going of replenishing my ever dwindling. Very happy that my board supply is always dwindling. I really like that, and I'm very happy to run out of decks as regularly and as badly as I do. So I'm pulling down entire board sets and rolling those. But the first thing I wanted to cover this morning is in response to yesterday's video, I found out that Powell makes all of its, what are you doing, Rocco? Powell makes all of its reissues here in the United States, and I thought that was really worth pointing out because that is a great thing about Powell skateboards. And I think we all ought to have a sense of respect for George Powell and his work with Powell skateboards there, because that's rare that someone makes a commitment to producing skateboards in America. Yesterday, I think it was yesterday, we had a discussion about that going on. And oh, you know what? I can't press these until I pull those out. So you guys are gonna come with me. We're gonna pull some boards out while we talk. So I wanted to cover that and make it clear that Powell is kind of on my good list, I'd have to say. So that's noteworthy and remarkable. And oh, this one's not loaded. Oh, I didn't load that one yesterday. So that's the long mold. We're still working on how we're going to do the long mold. I should tell you that the long mold is going to, the boards off that mold are going to be released. We made this decision last night. Be releasing the long wheelbase boards 3 and 5 at a time on limited edition prototype shapes. And they're all going to be, you know, nicely done, super good boards, but they're going to be in limited edition supply because I honestly, I don't know what I want to make out of those. The wheelbase is really long, and it's a really pleasant board to skate that comes off that mold. Really pleasant. But I'm not sure exactly what shapes I'm going to come up with. I see some. Every one of those decks is going to have a really nice tail, and they're going to have. Some of them are going to have shorter noses than what I usually run. So I'm looking forward to figuring out, what we're going to be doing there. And but I'm cracking these presses open right now with 3 boards of pop in them. That's all I do. Is 3 boards per pressing, per mold, and I run them on 4-hour minimums. We've been growing a lot and getting a lot more traffic and a lot more orders, which is terrific. But happily, I'm really happy to say that I haven't hit the point yet where I feel rushed on press times. And I imagine that if I ever do feel rushed on press times, that I'm going to have to make some changes to make sure that the pressings always get long press times and good glue rolling. Well, I'm at 6 minutes and 39 seconds. I'm trying to be a little bit time conscious. I want to spend at least 10 minutes with you guys per day filling you in. And something that I want to fill you in. Now, I know that in the world of technology, I'm a complete and total nebbish. But I want to explain behind me this sign. You guys might see it. It says Future Northside Skate Park. And you guys can go on, Facebook to the Northside Cincinnati Skate Park page, and you can see the progress that's been made on this effort. And the progress is really significant. This is a 26,000 square foot park. It's got lots of really cool street with quarter pipe return, and it's got a really good, it's got a bowl that goes 4, 6, and 9, I believe is the present dimensional breakdown on the bowl, and the 9-foot has pool coping. All other copings and all other edges, whether they're ledges, rails, or copings, they're all bike rated. It's a bike and skate park, and again at 26,000 square feet. The total build cost on the park, we've already spent, we've already raised and purchased a plan that breaks it down for bidding. That means that the project design is already done, so that we know what we need down to every stick of rebar. And there is a small snafu. If you drive through Cincinnati now, it's not a snafu at all, actually. It's simply a point of order that has to be finished. The Ohio Department of Transportation has not yet signed over the land. They've already earmarked it. They've already made public commitment to hand over this property for the skate park. There's no question as to whether or not this park will be made, but there is a question of when. We're in year like 12 or 13 right now, and to me that's not a big deal at all. A park this size and a project of this magnitude could take 15 or 20 years to put there, but it's going to be there for a long, long time. Boy, these are straight. These things are straight pretty. I am just not unhappy at all about the way these boards are coming out of these molds. These are looking good. Tell you what. So they go in here for curing, and now I'm operating out of both of my workshops. I've indulged myself in some work in my old stomping grounds. I wanted to move everything over here initially, and I did. But I have to tell you guys, as dark as it is, and as gnarly and used to be full of dead bodies as it is, my home studio workshop in that old space is so fun to work in. Now it's at 10:29. I don't know, guys. Look, I love you all very much. In fact, I wouldn't do this if I weren't motivated by some sort of affliction of love, because I don't know how to do this work without really putting a burr under folks' saddle. And I have done just that. I have been an abrasive in the works of national skateboarding. Everywhere from West Coast to East Coast, I've had plenty of feedback indicating that I am definitely perceived as kind of a tool. But you know what tools are? They're useful, and they can be really, really helpful. So I'm gonna keep being a tool, and I'm gonna not be afraid to keep going. I'm gonna put you guys up a little higher so you can get a good look. I just think dialing in this whole game of talking with you guys while I'm doing this. Now I want to cover a couple things. One, I put them in the title. Powell, I found out yesterday, this is kind of a correction, even though what I'm correcting is that I shared my present opinion, and in the comments on yesterday's video on Facebook, on the Facebook share, folks were saying that Powell doesn't make their popsicles in the United States, and then I said I don't think that their reissues are USA, but I think all the Powell decks are USA. Well, someone had the gumption to reach out to Skate One themselves. This is Vape Naysh. Ripping the fattest clouds. Vape Naysh. But someone, is it Dale Schultz? I forget who it is. Went ahead and reached out to Powell at Skate One, and boom, we got the answer. Every Powell deck is made in the United States except their $50 discount line, mini logo, and their discount line. So those are Chinese made, and honestly admitted to be so, and probably a great value at 50 bucks. So here in Cincinnati, the going cost of a deck at the shop is $35. So that's a significantly low price. I mean, that's downright super low. You can see why people are so scandalized by me charging. What do I charge? I think I charge somewhere around $85 by the time the bill comes due. So I'm getting in the glue here. I'm gonna have to let you guys go in a second. But so we covered Vape Naysh and we covered Powell, made in USA as well. And you know, in the reissue business, I'm exposed to quite a bit of the reissue business because I'm in the welfare line. Welfare line guys love reissues, and I think the nostalgia of it is really fun. I think it's really fun, and I think that if someone has disposable income and wants to spend it on something that is nostalgic and inspires them to enjoy skateboarding, that nobody should look down on that. It's my opinion. Nobody's being hurt by folks who love reissue boards. So maybe a larger discussion of reissues and the culture around them might be something I do later. But for now, just wanted to give Powell, Skate One, props. Great wheels, great boards, American made. I don't think the concaves on the boards and the kicks on the boards are to my liking. However, anytime I've ever owned a Powell deck, the kicks and concaves that it comes with have not kept me from really enjoying it and dialing it in. So, you know, I can chill. Now, I treat these videos as kind of a podcast experience. I'm really not doing this so much for the video aspect of it as the audio. So the next thing I wanted to talk about on here today, let's see, it was Vape Naysh, it was Powell, Vape USA, and the next thing I want to talk about is look back. Kevin Marks. Today's episode is brought to you by Look Back Library. Kevin Marks is the curator of the Look Back Library nonprofit skate magazine history preservation effort. And what Kevin's doing is he's establishing multiple skate mag libraries in multiple locations all across the country. The day before yesterday, Tuesday, Kevin pulled into town and he hit me up. And he came to the studio and he spent time with me in the studio as I finished rolling some decks. And I showed him what I do here. And then he came to my house and skated my DIY with me. And he was in town for a Wednesday night exhibit of the Look Back Library. Now, I saw Look Back, the present, he establishes multiple libraries of skate mags, but he also does a traveling exhibit. And this present exhibit, if you look up Look Back Library on Facebook, you'll find Kevin's page, 3 different words, not Look Back, 1 word. If you look it up and you find Kevin Marks' page, Look Back Library, this exhibit he's doing is called Signed, Sealed, and Delivered. And it features mags that are signed by the pros on the covers. Now, that in itself is really cool. But the next thing about it is that if you look closer, the mailing address labels are all well-known skaters and industry folks. And it's really cool to see that, like, Jim Tebow donated his mags that are signed, you know, to the Look Back Library signed, sealed, and delivered thing. So that was at the Galaxy Skate Shop last night, Wednesday night, and I hear it had a really good showing and that people really enjoyed it. I'm really happy to hear that. In some cities, there haven't been very, very strong showings, mostly because Look Back is involved enough. I mean, Kevin is literally on the road in a blue Sprinter van, living in the van and living simple on the road and running these exhibits for all year but the winter. And he's based out of San Diego and he has digs over in San Diego, but he spends his gear out on the road. I saw Look Back, I saw Signed, Sealed, and Delivered at the Welfare Line Bash. And my live video from the bash in late September, was it? Yeah, late September. I want to say it was early September. It was early September, around the 7th. I did a live video and actually gave you guys a panoramic of the library. You can check that out on my feed. And I'll get better at labeling my feed for reference and like that. So I think my music is stuck on repeat. All I'm hearing is Dwayne Peters. And I know that's not the way it needs to be. Yeah, it's on repeat. Next song. Yeah, all right, Dead Kennedys, that's better. Definitely a favorite. So he parked his van at my house and we hung out Wednesday morning, afternoon, rolled glue, moved some boards around, and now he's on his way. I forgot where he's going, but if you guys look up the Look Back Library, Kevin is super cool. I brought him over to the Dios Banks, and he and I didn't actually skate there because I'm always afraid of getting arrested. I'm real nervous about getting arrested, and I'm nervous about skating distracted. So I'm really not a harsh, barging street skater guy, because I've been arrested before when I didn't do anything wrong, and it feels really bad when you got kids and you're not sure you're going to be home tonight. It's not worth it to me because I can skate near my house and have a great session and not be arrested. So, but we went over to the Dios Banks where the boneless is said to have been invented by Gary Scott Davis, and we had lunch in Clifton, and we got to see the legendary Ned Keller skating street while we were on our lunch walk. We got to stop and see some local street skaters just farting around, being cool. Cincinnati's got so many skateboarders in it. It really is a good skateboarding city. If you're coming through, I think you can expect pretty good hospitality. Maybe I'll do a video about some of those issues that exist there. Maybe if I talk about some of our strong and weak points here in Cincinnati, it might make things better. I would hope so. But this concludes my list of things I wanted to talk about today, and I'm going to get down to packing up some boxes and shipping out some stuff to you guys, and making sure that I don't run out of stock products, because it turns out people like a proper made deck, and I'm very grateful for that. Please spread the word that every single board is rolled by this madman and cut by this madman, and from here on out, all of our art is limited edition. So when you order your boards, you're going to have a numbered graphic. I think that will be really fun because it looks like, being in year 10, that we'll be here for 20 more. I'm 44, and I plan on doing this until I'm 65. At 65, I'll see where I am, and then I might make a pivot. It's a life plan, you know. You hold it loosely and you say, God, you're the one. You take care of where it goes. I'm going to get back to this glue so I don't take too long, and much love to all of you. Catch you soon.